Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. Hey, you tourists, it's your. Oh, okay, hey. Okay, once again. Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. Trying to do this out text, baby. Man of those back, you know this and this and this. Real men rust up, fake men rust up. Rural rust up, figure rust up. Practical preacher, preacher. And today's topic we're going to talk about is welcome to the Back of Basic broadcast. Back of the Basic. On unsung pre-review episodes. And today's episode we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about this preview on unsung episode. We're talking about Billy Preston. Let's talk about the man Billy Preston for a second. Just hold on for a second. Now we're back. Let's talk about Billy Preston for a second. Let's talk about Billy Preston for a second. Let's talk about this brother. All right. Okay. Let's look at this well singing, very talented, very unappreciated appreciation of an artist that he was. So let's talk about him today. So okay, let's talk about him. Okay. Let's talk about Billy Preston. Okay, Billy Preston, William Ely Preston, September the 2nd, 1946. So he passed away in June 6, 2006. Was an American musician, a whole work in past the R&B and rock and soul and funk and gospel. Preston was a top succession a keyboardist in the 1960s, during which he backed up artists much as Little Richard, Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, Evenly Brothers, Reverend James Cleveland, and the Beatles. Yep. And you know what I'm talking about. The guy he went to tour with George Carlson, rest in peace. No, not George Carlson. George Harrison, rest in peace. The Quiet Beatle. He went on to achievement of fame as also he went on to achieve fame as a solo artist with his single much. Okay, he went on to achieve the fame as a solo artist with hit single much as That's the Way God Planned It. The Grammy winner, Out of Space, Will It Go Around in Circles, Space Race, Nothing from Being Nothing. That's his huge hit. And with you, I am born again. Additionally, Princess Cole writes, "You Are So Beautiful," which becomes a number 5 hit. The Joe Crockett. Preston was one of five musicians credited on a Beatles recording other than the group 4 members. Preston continued to recording and performing with other artists, notably George Harrison, and after the Beatles broke up, and Eric Clapton. He played keyboarding for the Rolling Stones on many of the group albums and toured during the 1970s. So he was born in Houston, Texas. he born in Houston, but originally in Los Angeles, California. He died on June 6, 2006, age 59. Arizona, Scotland, Arizona. So that's where he died at. And okay, life and career. Early life. Preston was born September the 2nd, 1946 in Houston and moved to Los Angeles as a child with his mother, Rudy Lee Williams. Noticed as a child prophecy, as a child a prodigy, Preston was entirely self-taught and never had a musical lesson. By the age of 10, he was playing organ on stage, backing the several gospel singers, much as Marilyn Jackson at the at 11. And Preston appeared on an episode of Nat King Cole NBC TV show, singing the Fat Domino hit Blueberry Hill with a Cole. He also appeared in St. Louis Blues, the 1958 W.C. Handy biopic starring Nat King Cole. Preston then played Handy as a young age. In 1962, Preston joined Little Richard's band as a organist, and it was while performing in Harrisburg that he met the Beatles in 1963. Yep, he met the Beatles in 1963. That's when the Beatles were started. In that year, he played the heart of it on Sam Cooke Night Beat album and released his own debut album, 16 Years Old Soul, for Sam Cooke Scarlet of label. In 1965, he released the album, The Most Exciting Organs Ever, and performed on the Rock and Roll Sing Dig It in 1967. He joined Ray Charles' band. Following this exposure, several musicians began to ask Preston to continue to their succession. In a relationship with the Beatles, Preston first met the Beatles at the age 16 years old in 1962, which are part of Little Richard's tour band, when the manager, Brian Stern, organized a Liverpool show at which the Beatles opened. The Washington Post explained their request with meeting. They hook up again in 1969 when the Beatles are about to break up while recording their last album. They released Let It Be. They would later record Abbey Road, which was released prior to Let It Be. George Harrison, a friend of Preston, had quit, walking out the studio and gone to a Ray Charles concert in London, where Preston was playing organ, and Harrison brought Preston back to the studio, where he needed a musicalship and cordial personality to typically carry the tension. Comedy tension. Preston is one of the 7 people referred to as the fifth Beatle. They did refer for him as the fifth Beatle because he helped of the Beatles records of some of the songs that he helped to wrote for the Beatles. As one point during the Get Back session, John Lennon opposed the idea of having him join the group, to which Paul McCartney counted that it was difficult enough to reach agreement with the 4. Yeah, it would have been 5 Beatles instead of 4. It would have been. Preston played an organ and electrical piano for the Beatles during the several of the Get Back final I mean, Get Back in Succession. Oh, Get Back in Succession. I mean, sorry about that. Some of those of Succession appeared in the film Let It Be, and on its compassionate, competitive album. I mean, competitive album. Preston also achieving the advance on electric piano for its rooftop concert. The group continuously released as the statement from a unsuccessful reissue of some Hammersburg era recordings, on which they are in the background group for Tony Sterling's theme. The credit was embroidered by the Road on the Adamly of Road album, and contributed organs to the track I Want You, She's So Heavy, and something, yeah. I think that's George Harrison's song, and he helped and wrote that song. I don't know. I'm not for sure. Let me see. Yep, George Harrison. I was right. In 1978, he's appeared at Sergeant Pepper in Robert Stanley Wood film Sergeant Pepper Lonely House, Sergeant Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band, which was based on the Beatles, the album of the same name, and Sing and Dance to Get Back as the penultimate song. Yeah, yeah. You know, I heard it was a terrible movie. Beatles supposed to be in the movie, but that's when the year in 1970 or something. That's when the year they broke up. 1972 or 1973. I'm not for sure, but they said it though. Signing to the Beatles Apple label in 1969, Preston released the album. That's the way God planned it. Produced by Harrison, the title song from which it was a hit in Britain. His relationship with George Harrison continued after the Beatles broke up in 1970. I mean, my bad. 1970 they broke up. Not 1963, not 1973, not 1972. It was 1960. Preston was the first artist to record Harrison, recording an international hit, My Sweet Lord. Oh, yep, that's George Harrison's song. And I think he helped him producing the song. They helped to produce the record together. On his 1970 album, Encounter with Words, which Harrison co-producing with him, he appeared on several of Harrison's 1970 solo albums. He was. Started with All the Things Must Pass, making it a notable and contributor to the concert for Ben and Dash. The Harrison organized 1971 charity of benefit performing with the ex Beatles on his 1974 album of North America, and performing the 2002 concert for George tribute. Yep, hold at London Royal Albert Hall. Preston also worked on solo release by Lennon and Ringo Starr. Yep. In 1971, President left Apple and signed it with Herbert Adams and AMM Records. I mean, the previous years he contributed to another hit single when Stevens still asked to use Presley's phrase, "If you can't be with the one that you love, love the one you are with," a song on Still's and self-titled debut solo album. Yeah, I don't want to read all of this. I'm going to read some. Let's look at it like that. Okay, we're gonna skip all that. We ain't gotta do all that. The, okay, the deaf person have suffered kidney disease in his later years, brought on by his Heartland. He received a kidney trans in 2002, but his health continued to deteriorate. He had voluntarily entered a drug rehabilitation clinic in Malibu, California. At the as soon as of guitarist Andy Real Preston and suffering accordingly there, leading to an hereditary failure that left him in a coma from November 2001. November to 2021, 2005, I mean. President died on June 6, 2006 in Turkington, Arizona. Yep. Now, this is his legacy. In legacy, Miles Davis in 1974 album Get Up With It featured a track called Billy Preston in his honor. Rico Starr speaking during the rehearsals for the concert for George in 2002 called Preston one of the greatest harmonica players of all time. Yep. His song Nothing from Be Nothing was featured in the soundtrack of the 2008 film Be Kind Rewind. Yep. In his introducing to the 2010 BBC Radio, which is stand for Britain Broadcast Commission, something like that. British Broadcast Channel. That's what it means. Radio and programming. Billy Preston. That's the way God has planned it. A former Yes and keyboarder Ricky Wakeman said of Preston, every keyboard player I know love Billy Preston. You can spot his play a mile off. However, it's the harmonica or horn, hammer horn, the reversely in Ireland, or the piano. He had much a spiritual touch to his equipment. I mean, to his technique. I mean, it's made him a completely unique. On June the 25, 2019, the New York Times Magazine listed Billy and Preston along with the hundreds of artists. Whole materials were reportedly destroyed in the 2008 Universal Fire, the same issue that the other artists have. The the awards and the nominees. Preston was a nominee for 9 Grammy winners and win 2. He won a Grammy award for Best Pop Instrument Performance for Outspace at the 15th Grammy Awards in 1973. He also won a Grammy Award for the Album of the Year for his performance in the album, the concert for Preston at the same ceremony. So this is his album, studio albums. In 1963, 16 Old Soul, and Day Revive Records, and the most exciting article ever in 1965, and early hits of 1965, 1966, Wild Hornet in the Town, 1967, Club Meeting, 1969, That's the Way Have God's Planned It. So that's other albums like here in the label Capitol Records and Apple Records. That's the Beatles label and label. In 1970, in a current live of words, Apple Records. In 1971, I wrote a simple song, A&M Records. In 1972, The Music Is My Life. 1973, Everybody likes some kind of music. 1974, The Kid and Me. A A&M Records. In 1975, It's My Pleasure. And in 1976, Billy Preston, A&M Records. Billy Bag, A&M Records, 1977, A Whole New Thing, 1979, late at the night, 1981, Billy Preston and Senora and Motown Records, and 1981, The Way I Am, 1982, Pressure On, 1984, On the Air, 1984 and 1982. Okay, I'll try to make sure I got it right. In 1986, You Can't Keep a Good Man Down. 1995, Billy Back. And 1997, You and I. So, and D&K Records and New Groove Records and Crystal Records. So, these are his albums. And then Billy Preston's A Beatles Salute. Yep. And Phonograph Records. The 4 songs in an EP, including Sgt. Pepper, I'm looking through you, and you give me the love, and here, there, and everywhere. So these are gospel albums he done. Gospel albums. Alive, live European tour in 1964, 1974, and 1973. A&M Records. Gospel albums, 1965. And Hamilton is speaking from the and Jabba Records in 1966, and Exclusive Records, 1973, Gospel in My Soul, Peacock Records, and 1978, Behold, Manor Records, 1980, Universal Records, in 1985, the Minister of Music, King James, and D&K Records, and 1996, Words and Music, and 2001, Music from My Heart, MCG Records. And these are the collaboration albums he done. It's a lot of albums he did, a lot of albums he was doing. No, it ain't a lot, but a few things he did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And his hit singles: Volcano, Grizzy, and Billy in the Bag. The Girl Got It, In the Midnight Hour, Sunny, Can't She Tell, Hey Brother, The Split, Get Back with the Beatles, Don't Let Me Down with the Beatles, That's the Way God Planned It, Everything Is Alright, all that I got, I'm gonna give it to you, My Sweet Lord. And I wrote a simple song, The Bus, Outer Space, That's the Way God Had Planned It, release, Slaughter, thing from Slaughter, Will It Go Around in Circle, Space Race, You So Unique, Nothing from Be Nothing, Nothing from Nothing, Nothing to Nothing, Stutter, Fancy Lady, Do It While You Can, I Got the Spirit, Do What You Want, Girl, While Struggling, and I'm really going to miss you, Get Back, Go For It, It Will Come in a Time, with You I Am Born Again, One More Time for Love, Please Stay, Hope, a change is going to come. Everybody liked this song for some odd reason. That's one of the best songs that Sam Cooke ever done in his whole lifetime. I see why people like that song so much. Change do gotta come. Somebody gotta do it. Who don't ain't we all want change? Who doesn't? Some folks don't, but some people do, and I know I do. Searching with Cylinder and Just for You. Put the boogie in your body. I will never going to say goodbye and dance and kick it since I hold you close. Yep. So these are the hits that he ever done. You know, singles in a year like 1961, 1963, 1966, 1968, 1969, 1970, 1971, 1972, 1973, 1974, 1975, 1960, 1977, 1978, 1979, 1980, 1981, 1982, 1984, 1986. So, and then it's got more hits, man. I'm not gonna read all this to you. You can go look down. This guy done some work, man, and we gotta show appreciation what he done, you know, and many more generation to come. Nothing from Nothing. That's a good record. Now, let me say this: he's a uh, a great musical instrument, one instrument player. But his music will live on for many generations more to come, and spread the word. If you know that your parents listen to this kind of music, play Billy Preston, and the music will take you on for many years from there. So that's all I can say. So it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Base. And children to do so. Text me until next time. All right. Peace. I'm out. All right. Peace.